Yo, what's up, guys? My
up?
name's Caden Forche,
I'm Sawyer Richards.
and we are both have dyslexia.
Yeah, and it's Dyslexia Awareness Month. So we're gonna tell you some stuff that we've experienced through our high school experience with dyslexia, and some stuff that the school can offer you. The definition of dyslexia is a neurological, learning disorder that is very common in children and young adults, and it's actually one of the most common learning disabilities in America. And it says 5-17% of people by average have dyslexia. So, Kaden, how did you find out that you had dyslexia?
Well, I found out I got really lucky because I learned in first grade that I had dyslexia, and it was because I was just struggling to read. So my teachers talked to my parents, and my parents were kind of learning that I struggled to read. So then we got me diagnosed. But a lot of people don't get diagnosed until later, which is really hard for them because then they're way far behind, whereas I wasn't as far behind.
Yeah, I found out in second grade because my mom was like, I went to an eye doctor for a minute because they thought it was something with my eyes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I had to wear reading glasses. I looked like a nerd.
Yeah.
It was bad. And then my mom showed me this cool video, you have dyslexia, and it just showed a bunch of people who have it, like Albert Einstein, some basketball players. It just showed me all that stuff. What would you say is the hardest part of having it?
I think definitely the reading aspect, and I can read just fine now. I did a bunch of tutoring. I have to work a lot harder. The comprehension skills, because dyslexic brains work 5 times harder than the average student's brain to comprehend stuff. So our brains are just working a lot harder, and it takes us longer to comprehend stuff. So I'm always behind the class when we're reading stuff. And if I have to read out in front of the class, I get really nervous. So my fluency goes up, right? I'm reading well, but my accuracy goes down just because I get so nervous. So then that's also hard.
Yeah, I think for me, it's explaining to a teacher that I have it, because it's I don't want to go up in front of the class and be like, yo, still reading at a second grade level.
Yeah,
Can you read this for me, miss?
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's one of the hard parts, especially with you ever have a word problem on a math?
Oh, those are the most annoying. Yeah,
so bad.
So
annoying. What would you say is what does it mean to you to have dyslexia? What's it resonate with you? How does that what does it mean to you?
I don't think it changes me much as a person. My personality doesn't change. I don't like to use it as an excuse either. It makes it a little harder to read, but I've worked really hard to be able to read at a grade level, and I'm in the 55th percentile for reading right now, which is really good for a dyslexic kid. So I don't really think it changes too much for me as a person. We just have to work a lot harder than other people.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it just makes it I feel like it helps with your determination.
Yeah,
because it makes you lock in a lot more and stuff.
And the growth mindset side, yeah.
What are some challenges you face in school or in everyday life? Some stuff with getting your IEP, stuff like that. What's some stuff that you faced along those lines?
Yeah, so I have an IEP, which just means I have a bunch of accommodations to level out the playing field for me in the classroom. And all of my assignments just take a little bit longer because it takes me longer to comprehend stuff, and I just need more breaks than the average kid. But yeah, it doesn't affect me too much. I don't try to use it as an excuse. And then I also the one thing is reading out in front of the class. I just hate that because I always get really nervous when I have to do that.
Oh yeah, I feel that. For me, it's reading street signs sometimes, because I'll be on the highway and I'll be trying to read it and focus on the road at the same time. It's not easy, guys. And I don't know, I'm a fast driver, so I'll be looking at it and be dang, that's kind of hard to see.
Mm-hmm.
What's something that you wish others knew about dyslexia?
I just think that I wish they knew that we just have to work so much harder, and our brain, it is proven fact that our brain is working 5 times harder than the average kid. And then another thing is 80% of prisoners are illiterate too. So a lot of those guys are going to have dyslexia. So we just need to get people to learn to read. I would love to get and then I do a lot of Orton Gillingham tutoring, which if you have dyslexia, I would really look into that. It's just multisensory based tutoring, backed up by the science of reading, and it kind of changes the way your brain works.
Yeah, I wish that people knew that it's not like a disease. Like I
Yeah.
know a lot of for a while it was like frowned upon in the school district to say dyslexia because it was like you can't say that word.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon. And only pretty recently it's been like accepted. It's more like known and more like I wish more people didn't see it as like a problem as more as like just this kid just needs to learn how to do this a bit differently. But there are like if you feel like you have some struggles with dyslexia or feel like you have some struggles with overall like reading and like if you fit certain requirements, of course at Chatfield you can get a IEP or 504 depending if you have certain requirements. You can go talk to your counselor if this is something you'd be interested. You'd be able to get stuff like Google Read and Write, stuff like Speechify, possibly extra time on tests, extra time on assignments. I use it all the time and it carries, like it really helps.
Yeah.
What kind of accommodations have you had?
I used to use them a lot more than I use them now. Right now, I really like the extra time on tests because teachers assign it so you barely finish by the end of the period, right? But if on my brain, if it's harder for me to comprehend stuff, I need to take a few breaks, and it just takes longer to get the test done. So I'll come in during advisement and finish it. But that extra time accommodation is very important for me. Sometimes if I'll use the extra time on assignments sometimes, not really too often. And then I will use, I used to use the speech to text, which is where you talk into the thing instead of typing it, into the computer instead of typing it. And that used to be really big for me.
Yeah, I used that a lot in like throughout middle school and I still use it now. But seriously, if you have like a slight suspicion that you might have it, like look up the definition, look up signs of it. It's not a bad thing. It doesn't change who you are as a person. It just means you need some extra stuff to help you out.
Yeah, go get diagnosed if you think. Go take a diagnose test.
Yeah, go take a little test. But thank you, Caden Forsha, for
Of course.
coming on the Charger Report podcast.
Thanks for
Once
having me,
again,
sir.
I'm Sawyer Richards.
I'm Caden Forche.
I hope everybody has an amazing day.